Oh, let me get everybody muted. There we go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tina Hewerman. I'm the founder of the Detox Divas. Tonight, I have a very special guest with you. The first and the third Tuesday of every month, we get to be just in the presence of Donna. And that is just a whole emotion right there, isn't it? She's such a joyous person to be around. She can see into your soul, which we just witnessed right before the call started recording. And her knowledge goes back years, 19 years in aromatherapy, but it goes beyond that. She's just absolutely brilliant. And the way that she understands how the essential oils work within the body, and how you can layer them, and the science and the emotions behind them is just, it's so fun to hear her talk. And we always have so much fun on these calls anyway. So Donna, I'm going to have you unmute. And so tonight we're going to be talking about 3 essential oils from Godasana, which is one of the 2 companies under the Green Organics umbrella. The sister company is Heart and Body Naturals, which is more health and wellness focused, which that slips into our calls a little bit, which is just fine. We really don't have an agenda. We just talk and kind of go where the spirit leads us. And tonight we're going to be talking about 3 special oils from Godasana. One is lavender. A lot of people are familiar with lavender. It's one of the most talked about essential oils, I believe, ever. And that and frankincense probably. And then the other one we're going to be talking about is spikenard, which dates back to biblical history and beyond. And then we'll be talking about lavender spike as well, which I'm sure you can probably pretty much guess what that one is about. And can't wait to hear Donna tell us why. So welcome, Donna. Welcome back.
Thank you. I always enjoy our time together, Tina.
I
Talk
do
about
too.
this. I think our whole team would be um as we're together. It would be remiss of me not to take the opportunity to give you our appreciation for your daily, consistent, steady, cheerful, informative, committed, loving support that you bring to this, to all of us as a team, to our people, and you get it all done, and you do it so effectively.
Thank
So
you.
I just think you're amazing, and I think we would all agree. Hand clap for our girl, wouldn't you agree? Yes, Tina is a rock star. She's a complete rock star.
Thank you.
Okay, so I, you know, I have to admit, when I first got into essential oils, lavender was not one of my faves.
I feel that way too. Like sometimes I smell it, I'm like,
Oh, yeah. And I didn't even, now I ingest it. My husband and I ingest 10 drops twice a day in a capsule. That is what I have learned about the power of lavender. So, lavender, when taken internally, is so balancing. I gotta think. Is so balancing to the central nervous system. All right. Actually, when taken internally, it is a healer or a regenerator of cells. That's the really way I want to say it. For for your body's response, histamine reactions,
okay.
to allergies, to sensitivities, to food sensitivities, to, I mean, when I hear people say, "Oh, it's just that season," who cares what the season is? You don't have to deal with that. That just tells me you need some lavender. So lavender is okay, so it is also anti-infectious. And it is very calm. I mean, we all know it is super calming, but what it does for the skin, and it will heal a burn. I had a gentleman that was burned. His mom called me and said, "We have an emergency. Ben has just he put gasoline in a wood stove that yeah, you all can hear, it's gone out, the fire had gone out, and he dosed some gasoline in there and was going to reignite it, and it exploded. And I mean, his arms, his face, he was a colossal
Oh
disaster.
gosh.
And what the burn dropped my jaw. Okay. And so you don't want to touch, you don't want to touch. And so we just put it in a spray bottle with some fractionated coconut oil, and we just were spraying it on, and I literally watched it heal. I watched it, and by the next day, it was. I mean, we have pictures of the whole stages, but where he was, and where he was 3 days later. Now we did this hourly, and I think I gave her every ounce of every lavender I had throughout the house. Anywhere I had a partial bottle, anywhere I gave her everything I had. Lavender is an amazing oil to repair. It is very, very high in monoterpenes. It
Mhm.
is which means it regenerates the DNA of the cell, which you can see why that would be such a benefit when you're being exposed to something where you're allergic. Um, so if you're sensitive to allergies, then take lavender internally. I mean, it's just, and if we're not talking 1 or 2 drops here. This is okay. This is like if you're sensitive and your nose is running and you have a cough and you recognize that there's pollens, and the winds have been horrific here in Michigan too. Just horrific winds. It all makes a difference. So use lavender. Now, lavender externally is like you think of the relaxing. It's so relaxing and calming. It heals the skin, but it also soothes and calms the nervous system. But lavender is an antihistamine. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I was gonna
Don't reach
say
for Benadryl. Reach for
reach for
lavender.
lavender.
Yes.
I've heard it's called like the Swiss Army knife of
Yes.
essential oils.
It is. And it's good for sprains and sores, toothaches, intestinal problems, pain relief, nervous disorders, exhaustion, exhaustion, exhaustion. I mean, let's drill that in because that is not an oil you think of.
No, I
It's
would
not.
think sleep.
So, right. Lavender is so good. Now, the thing that's beautiful about lavender, the Lavender Vera, or Lavender augustifolia. That one is the one that we're talking about, which is harvested in more the higher mountainous areas. It's very calming, very restorative, very good for promoting a good night's sleep, for stress. I mean, a lot of people don't. I mean, it's interesting because most people, I'm going to not say that. A lot of people that I'm aware of don't like the smell of lavender, but you can mix it with peppermint or vanilla and it smells fabulous. So
Hmm.
don't underestimate the power of diffusing it, breathing it in. Again, the aromatherapy will be very helpful for both not only your allergies but your nervous system. Um, Now, this is not high in camphor, which we're going to be talking about what the difference between a lavender that's high in camphor and a lavender that's not. This one is not. And so this is going to be any lavender that's high in camphor is not one that you want to take before you go to sleep because that will actually spike your energy. Okay. So
Okay.
that's just something that you want to be keeping aware of when you think of lavender. So we talked about our emergency bag or what you would have on your shelf, and lavender's one of them.
Hmm.
You know, for wounds, for burns, for rashes, for there's just so many things that you can calm down. It's very, very powerful. Lavender also would considered a disinfectant. It's
Hmm.
just an amazing oil. The list of what lavender does is quite exhaustive. I mean, it's really, there's so much to learn about lavender. But the thing that you and I, at the end of the day, need to know that lavender is going to help you. It's high in monoterpenes. It's going to help regenerate the cell. It's an antihistamine. It's very calming. It'll help you heal from, it helps your body regenerate from allergies, nervousness, and also when you feel like you're something's off, lavender is very, very calming to your whole central nervous system. Are you there, Tina?
I'm here. Can you not see me?
Okay, there you go. Now you are. No, I lost you for a minute. Anyway, is there anybody have a comment or a question about lavender?
Any questions on lavender? Okay, so you said you can mix it and you said it's a disinfectant.
Uh-huh.
So would
I
lavender,
have a question.
oh, yep, go ahead.
And my question is, does lavender, does it helps with migraine headaches?
It depends, sweetheart, on what is causing the migraine headaches. If it is from allergies or because of the inflammation from inhaling something or eating something that you have, you're basically having a histamine reaction. A histamine reaction means you're stuffy, can't breathe. All of a sudden, everything feels clogged and stuff. That's a histamine reaction. Lavender is an antihistamine. Okay, so colds, that's why it's so good for colds and coughs. But if you have a migraine, I mean, really, honestly, we have a wonderful lavender ice, which is peppermint and lavender, which tells you a lot about how effective it is for a migraine. If the migraine is related to, if it's related to an inflammation caused from an allergy, an inflammation that's resulting of it, then it will be massively helpful for a high or tension. It's really good for a tension headache as well. Just let's say you just found out that you bounced a check and you don't have any cash, that instant headache you get, it's like panic. Then that lavender and peppermint would be a fabulous go-to for that kind of a headache.
Yep, yep. Any more questions on the lavender?
Thank you.
You're
You're
welcome.
Yes,
welcome.
I have a question. I have a question.
Okay.
So you're saying you can ingest any of the lavenders that we have?
HB oils are ingestible unless they have a broad cap. There are certain oils, Tina, can you agree with me on that?
I am not as well versed in the essential oils as you are.
Okay, all right.
I know that Alexandria tends to shy away from ingestion, especially long
Okay,
periods of time.
okay.
But
Mhm.
they are, and you're not going to find a more pure
Right,
essential oil, or
right,
nor are you going to find a more potent essential oil. And so that needs
right,
to be taken into the context, should you choose to ingest,
right.
that if one company says, take 5 drops internally, ours would be more like 2 or 3 if you did, because they truly are the highest grade ingredients and purity that's available, because you can't get better than Alexandria.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, anyone else? We were ready to move on. Can added to water.
Oh, yeah.
I put it in
Oh,
water.
my word.
Lavender
Let's talk
tea
about
is
that.
so
Oh,
good.
my word. Oh, my word. Yes. My goodness. If you take oils without water, you're looking at a headache right
Mm-hmm.
there. Oils are very strong, very, very strong. So you want to always, always add water to whatever. And when I say add water, I'm talking, if you take internal oils, you need to be, yes, a lot of water. We're talking 12 to 20 ounces of water.
Well,
You
and that's topical or internal, because
Yeah, absolutely. Because
water
you
is
have
the
to
conductor.
remember when you inhale an oil, if you were to inhale the oils like we've talked about, and then prick your toe, 90 seconds later, it will be in your bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
That is how fast an essential oil will travel through your body.
But if you're not
So,
drinking water, your blood isn't going to be pumping as smoothly, and the oils aren't going to disperse as quickly. And so it's imperative to be drinking water if you're using essential oils topically or internally.
and you don't want to recycle toxins.
Right.
Essential oils hit the bloodstream and they immediately start stripping what doesn't belong there.
Hmm.
They correct, they cleanse and correct. They cleanse, balance, and correct. I mean, that's a simple way to put it. So anything that cleanses must be rinsed. Be like washing your washing machine and never having a rinse cycle. Well, what good's that gonna do? You
That's
got
a
a lot
great
of dirty
analogy.
water in there.
Yeah.
You gotta rinse and you have to rinse. Yes. And I'm just gonna say this. Here, I'm at my desk right now. My clients are here all day long, and I have Himalayan salt sitting here because do you know about, I would say 90% of the people that walk through my door, I lost you again, Tina. 90% of people that walk through my door are, their adrenals are exhausted. And when your adrenals are wrung out and exhausted, you are low in salt and you will not retain the fluids that you need. So it's very important that you have proper, when I say salt, I'm talking Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. Just a Celtic salt is just a couple of grains of the large grain salt, but this will also help you hydrate and it will make you feel clearer and better and be able to hold on to the water that you're drinking.
Yep. And
You know,
fulvic acid will do that also, because of
okay.
the electrolytes in the fulvic. And someone said, wait, should you drink water? Let me see that question again. You're saying you should drink water after using the oils every time. Yeah.
All day long.
All day long.
I'm exposed to oils all day long. I drink water all day long. If you're thirsty, ugh.
If you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated.
Yep, exactly. Mhm.
Okay, so let's go to, are we doing Spikenard next?
Yeah,
Or
Spikenard.
okay.
Spikenard. Okay, now this is like, oh my gosh.
I know, me too. When when I saw
So,
the biblical
Lavender, I mean,
story on
how
this,
many of you guys, just out of curiosity, how many of you guys have used, are familiar with spikenard oil? Just a hands up. Let's see what they say. I'm curious. Um,
Richard says yes.
okay,
I'm gonna
no,
go.
right.
Anybody?
Well,
Spikenard? No?
not familiar
Not
with it.
familiar
Okay,
with
so
it?
you've got
No. Nope,
some,
we've got a whole bunch of brand
most
new
people
people.
not, right. Well, this is a biblical oil. And the story where it became famous is Mary Magdalene actually went into the room and she poured a year's worth of wages of an essential oil on Jesus' feet before he was hung on the cross and used her hair to wash his feet. And the oil that she used was spikenard. Okay. Now, I mean, I've heard the song. I actually have a picture of that scene in my dining room of her washing his feet with oil. I mean, but you know what? I completely never understood the power of spikenard until about 6 months ago. I mean, I actually had bought it and put it on my shelf just in case one of my clients needed it in a test, and I had not used it. Anyway, so let's talk about how exciting spikenard is to you and why you have to have it on your shelf. Okay, it is 50% sesquiterpenes. Remember, crosses the blood-brain barrier, cleanses and restores, unscrambles wrong DNA. Okay, and 45% monoterpenes. So you got the best of both worlds there. Unscrambles and reprogramming in one oil. In Egypt, it was highly prized for its for its for its calming effect for fear and anxiety, which isn't that interesting that Mary used it on Jesus' feet. I think that is amazing.
When I first learned that, and because I'd never heard of spikenard before,
Right.
and when I read about that, Like I immediately went to the Bible and read the whole chapter just
Oh yeah.
because like it blew
Oh
my mind
yes.
that this oil for anxiety and stress was the oil that was chosen before he was crucified. Like,
Yes. 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 It's Spikenard. Spikenard. Okay, so it is also very helpful for okay, so Tina, can I have you click on your thing again because I lost you. It
yeah.
keeps
So do next time I'll help you. Uh,
okay. Okay.
are you seeing? So do me a favor, go to your right hand up corner where it says view
Yep.
and just put yours on gallery.
Perfect.
Okay.
There we go. All right, that's perfect. All right, so what it helps for a good night's sleep, for a recovery sleep. But one of the benefits that I was astounded about Spikenard is it addresses the skin's physiological balance, rebalances it for permanent regeneration of the skin cells.
Wow.
So, like it is crude. I make body butter and when I found out 50 drops goes in the body butter. I mean, it's just like, because this is such a regenerative for rashes, for just anything where your skin needs help, eczema, all of those things where your skin is dry, any anything where your skin is out, it readdresses the balance and causes permanent regeneration of the scalp of the skin.
Wow.
That's astounding. No wonder it was worth so much money. And though in biblical days it cost a year's wage.
I
This
had heard
bottle
that.
of oil was a year's wage.
That's crazy. Pressure sore on toe.
Pressure sore on toe. Well, if the first thing I would look for an ingrown toenail on that. I mean, that sounds like more of an issue more than surface, unless you feel like it's from a shoe that's just pudding. Then you could use it for that. Um, yeah, I don't know. My gut is telling me there's something more there that needs to be looked at. Almost feel like you need like a melaleuca
What would
and
that
then
be?
spikenard. Huh?
Tea tree?
Tea tree. Yeah, tea
Mhm.
tree oil. Yeah.
Yep. Like
No,
a
that's what my gut says.
infection of some
Yeah,
sort.
it sounds like, yeah, I feel Spikenard would be more of a topical, more of a rash or itchy or imbalanced. Anywhere where the skin is regularly imbalanced. That's
Okay.
why I put it in the body butter. It's just so perfect for that kind of thing.
Another thing too that could be, I don't know, my mother-in-law has this and that's why I thought of it, would be some sort of like ganglion cyst. She's got and in that case, I would do a compress with the
Yeah.
castor oil.
Oh, with
Yeah.
castor oil in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Any questions at all? Oh, okay. So I haven't even, yeah. So um the I just got to the point where it says the permanent regeneration, but I want to talk to you about allergies, candida, flatulent, indigestion, insomnia, mental difficulties, staph infections, stress, tachycardia, tension. Okay, can you see this is all related to stress and tension?
Uh-huh.
These are stress and tension, wounds that won't heal, balancing and soothing and harmonizing the central nervous system. I was just, I was just so moved when I was reading this about how she knew how the Lord prompted her to do that for Jesus, because just soothing and harmonizing to his and comforting and anti-stress. Yeah, it's
Yes.
so beautiful.
And
Yeah.
that is the beautiful part about that story is
Yeah, it is. It is. Any questions? Any other questions?
um, people that have experienced severe traumas. This would be a
Oh,
great
yeah.
one for them.
Again, it's a big one for trauma.
Hmm.
And trauma can be anything from a loss of a relationship to a loss of a job to a accident to a child can be traumatized because they lost their best friend, or I mean whatever is throwing your system off. It's just a great one to have on hand. And
Right,
you don't need much of this. This is a strong oil,
right.
very strong. And this one I would not do internally. I would completely just do this externally.
Okay. Bathing in it. You could bathe in it.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh
Great,
yeah.
great bath.
Inhaling and putting it on. Yeah.
I thought I had some sitting right here, but I don't. I keep Spikenard on my desk.
Do you like the smell of it?
uh, Kinda. It's
Yeah.
not
It's
one of
not
my
my
more
favorite.
favorite. Yeah, it's not
No.
my
No.
more favorite
Mm-mm.
scents, but
Mm-mm.
I know the power of it.
The power, right. Okay, so let's talk about that. What do you do? Let's just face it. I mean, sometimes you can get an oil and it bothers you so much that it's like, oh, get it off. Get it off me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
First of all, you can always neutralize an oil with coconut oil. With a coconut, fraction of coconut, you can neutralize it. You can bring it down so that it's not so strong. But you can put it on your feet, put it on your back so it's not right in your yeah,
Hmm.
those are all ways to put it on so that you're not being bothered by it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Gina, yes, definitely a foot soak. Um, a few drops in there to relax and let go of whatever that heavy burden was for the
I
day.
will tell you this.
Yeah.
Peppermint covers a multitude of sins.
Yes.
Peppermint.
Is that the one that you
Peppermint.
said is the amplifier?
Pardon me?
Is peppermint the one that you said is the amplifier?
No, peppermint drives other oils deeper into
Yes.
the skin. Um, can't, I can't say the word. Starts with a C. Oh my word. Oh, I'll think of it in a minute. It's like a vanilla. It's like vanilla. Why can't I think of it right now? But anyway, that's an amplifier, and so is cinnamon. Cinnamon
Okay.
is also an amplifier. I just completely drew a blank on that oil. I'll think of it in a minute. It'll pop in my head.
And
Meet the real Donna Cappon.
I think we get her every week.
Okay, so
Copaiba.
yes, Copaiba.
Yes. See, I can never
That's
say that
it.
right.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay, so any other questions? Are we good on this?
We're good.
Okay, so you can see why Lavender Spikenard is very powerful. This is talk about over the top for the skin. Now, the lavender that's in the lavender spike is not the same lavender that is grown in the high country. So you got to remember, this is not so good to take before you go to bed. Because this has camphor in it, and this will actually spike your energy.
Okay.
Okay. So don't be using a lavender spike as your nighttime remedy. You're gonna be like thinking, "What's the matter with me? I can't go to sleep." Lay there thinking all these things that you can do. No. So this is is definitely for robust energy. This type of lavender is actually similar to the effects of eucalyptus. Okay, so it's very much breathing, dilating your bronchioles. It is very Ideal for any respiratory issues, decongestion, sore throat, sore muscles. Let me see. I want to make sure I got it all. If there's anything I'm missing here. No, I think I got it all. But and for wound healing, which goes back to the Spikenard. Okay, so this is a great combination. Just don't get it mixed up with your nighttime routine. No.
Yeah, because you won't sleep.
No, no, no. So I have spikenard in my body butter, but not lavender
Not
spike.
lavender spike.
Because a lot of time, a lot of people use this on their feet or right before they go to bed for calming.
The spikenard.
The body butter, because I have spikenard in here.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
I'm just saying, yeah. Right. So don't use. So this is just remember. I'm just doing another little plug. This is not a nighttime type. This is not one that's going to make you unwind. It's gonna boost your energy. It's got a rosebud energy property in it.
Okay.
Any questions?
I would assume that it's raising the frequency of the cells.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I think, as a matter of fact, did I usually check this out. Okay, yeah. Spikenard is 50% sesquiterpenes and 45% monoterpenes. Lavender is high in monoterpenes. So this is going to be very regenerating. But because spikenard is 45% monoterpenes and sesquiterpenes, it's going to do both. So yeah, it's going to be very regenerating.
Nice.
Very, very, it's a great combination, actually.
So it's a
I've
mix
never
of,
seen it. Go ahead, Annie.
Greta was asking, so it's a mix of lavender and spikenard.
Yeah.
And which lavender is that?
It is called,
Have that one written down?
it's lavender. I did not write the
Let me see if I can find it real. You go ahead and
I
talk.
didn't say it because I knew I'd massacre it, and I'm like, all I'm gonna just say is this. It's grown. This lavender is grown in the low country, and it gives you energy.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to see if I could find it, but it's on the back side of the website. Okay. What else? What else you got?
All right. So the next one I have is, do we have time?
We do. Let's see, what
Okay.
time is it?
The prayer of Saint Transit.
That's right. I forgot about that. We got it. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes, 10, 15
Okay.
minutes.
All right. So the prayer of Saint Francis. Okay. So I'm just going to be honest with you guys. This was never an oil that moved me because I didn't even know what the prayer of Saint Francis was. I knew the song, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. I mean, but I didn't know that that's what the prayer was. So I was asking the Lord, what do you want us to know about this oil? What do you want? Why did you have her create this oil? Because I really respect Alexandria. And so I'm looking at this, then I just got really moved because this is a beautiful, beautiful oil for any kind of balancing your spirit. Is your spirit, kind of talked about this last time. If your spirit's not at rest, before you get down in time with the Lord, take some prayer of St. Francis and inhale. Let me tell you about why. Just so that you know. First of all, it is Lavender Vera, which is grown in the high country, calming. This is calming. This is Spikenard. Okay, here we go. Our wonderful spike. This is amazing. Boswellia catara, which is frankincense. Okay, 90% 90% monoterpenes, antidepressant, anti-infectious, anti-inflammatory, sedative, anti-tumoral, depression, mental fatigue, and Parkinson's. So that, those are all benefits that are just in frankincense. Then you add my personal rock star favorite is sandalwood. I think there's nothing like it for the skin. 80% sesquiterpenes, antidepressant. My clients, about 85% of them get sandalwood on their raindrops. Or sorry, I always still say it.
You'll
One
get
day on their massage, they get
it.
all over their head because I know how much it's calming to their central nervous system. It's an antidepressant, a sedative, a tonic. Myrrh. Well, come on, rock star of the year, 75% sesquiterpenes. In other words, it's unscrambling the wrong DNA in the cell, which is why it's so valuable to the skin. It's very hormonally balancing.
Wow.
When you don't think of myrrh as a hormone balancer, but it is. And so, regeneration, nervous system, and then rosewood, which is regeneration and depression. All of that in together in this rock star oil, prayer Saint Francis. So this is a beautiful oil to have on hand. For so many reasons. I just was thinking about, to raise the free when you get up in the morning and you're sluggish, you go for your cup of coffee, which may give you a little pickup, but this will raise your frequency, which is going to make your brain alert and much more alert to receive information, and also calm your central nervous system down. Any questions on this?
That's a key point, and that I'd never thought of before until you just said that. But coffee doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier.
No, it adds to the list.
Yeah. And so while you're drinking your coffee to try to wake up in the morning, of course, unless it's Nova that's got the ashwagandha in it.
There you go. This is true.
If you're drinking the store-bought coffee with the mycotoxins, the mold, and the heavy metals and things like that, that's not waking up your brain, it's waking up your body. And so even though you think that you're waking up with coffee, you're really not waking up, you're just compounding negative effects on the body. So go ahead. Sorry, that was a sidetrack.
No, I love it. I love it. I think that's valuable information to remember that, in the morning is when generally in the morning and at night is when you're trying to get fired up and then trying to wind yourself down, and so, this would be a great one for winding down.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful, beautiful, also, there's so much stress going on. There's so much pressure and stress and fear. And this is very, very calming. This week alone, I would say, today's Tuesday, so I've probably done like 6 clients in the last 2 days that have and I would say 4 out of the 6 have had depression problems, where they're just on the edge of feeling depressed. Just from everything, because of the world, and everything, and pressure. This is very, very, if you give the oil to them and they inhale it, they think they're so shocked at how differently they feel. And all that is the frequency of your brain is being oxygenated. And it makes you feel completely different. Thus, why the combination of this is so genius. Spikenard in this is amazing.
Yeah, I follow these sisters who are just hilarious. Like, they call each other just horrible names out of fun on TikTok. And one of them, and I may have mentioned this before, but 18 months ago, her 22-year-old daughter was murdered in a domestic violence situation. And that's
my gosh.
I know, it's become her platform on TikTok to raise awareness and find justice for women or men that have been in abusive relationships. And grief was the first oil that was gifted me by Veronica. And so I purchased a bottle, I thought I ordered grief to mail to her because she has a P.O. box. She's a huge influencer. And I accidentally sent her the prayer of St. Francis.
Oh, that was actually a perfect oil for her.
It was not an
Perfect.
accident, you know, it was,
No.
no. So I was so grateful, you know,
That's
because,
beautiful, Tina.
and then she read the prayer on her TikTok that comes with the oil, because if you've not looked at that prayer of St. Francis, there is an absolutely beautiful prayer that is
Yes.
written on the product information page for
Yep.
that. So I'd like everybody to go get that and read that. It's really,
It is.
it's
Yep.
beautiful.
Settle
It's beautiful.
yourself in, inhale the oil, and really envision the Lord sitting right in front of you. And talk to him like you're talking to me, because
Mhm.
that's really what he wants from you.
Yeah.
And then tell him that prayer. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So I forgot that we were going to do that one tonight. So I'm so glad you didn't, because like I really wanted you to talk about that one. So using these oils together independently, what are you thinking on that?
Okay, so I would say it's based on your need. I don't grab oils in clusters generally. I do it with strategically.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Unless yeah. So, but if you're working with a lot of skin things, all of these oils would be fabulous for anything related to skin. If you're working for anti-anxiety and depression, each one of these has a different component. If you don't have if you don't have spikenard, lavender spike is just great to have on hand. So it just depends on what you have. But they're certainly not gonna, I mean, they're designed, each one has a power of its own.
Yeah.
If you only had one out of all of them, I'd go with the prayer of St. Francis because it has it all in it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we are, let's see, Marcus has another call in 15 minutes where he is going to, right? No, it's a training call. It's a business training call with Will. It's like, what call is today? What is the date?
I don't know how you keep it straight.
I know. It's like, what day is it even? So with that, we will close out the call. Everybody, please give some gratitude to Donna. I love that she loves to teach, and I love that she gives us this time. And tomorrow is the Go to Sauna Opportunity Zoom. That's right. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Marcus, he'll chime in the weekly buzz. Yes, we have a new daytime product call too with Kimberly and Denise in the mornings on Wednesday called the Weekly Buzz. If you haven't heard about that, check in with your sponsor and then get you the information on that. Weekly Buzz is 12 p.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. So, and we'll get that posted, and then Go to Sauna tomorrow night is 8 p.m. Central. So very, very happy to have you on here, Donna. The feed is just blowing up with the gratitude for you. And we'll be back the first Tuesday of May to talk about the Oil of the Month combo pack. And then I don't know if we have set out the third Tuesday of May yet. So we need to get to we could have a little meeting, just the two of us.
Sounds like fun to me. Thank you,
All
guys.
All right, everyone. Thank you. I'll get this recording posted shortly. Have a great evening and go drink your water and put your oils on.
Bye.
Bye-bye.